TL with the $9.99 super chat. Mark, King, or KG, how much can the Mavs improve once they fire Nico? His removal will lift a cloud over the entire franchise. Could they get a GM in time to offload players and start a proper rebuild? That is a hella loaded question.
Well,
from my guy TL. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Yeah, I think Mark, I would ask the question, I guess, to make the question a little bit easier. Are there any other situations in the NBA that you can remember where a GM was fired mid-season and they were able to pivot off?
Look, I mean, these things do last season, remember what we saw where you saw both, and now it was a lot later in the season, but we saw Memphis heading for the playoffs, fire Taylor Jenkins with 9 games to go. Then we saw Denver with 3 games to go fire both the coach and GM, and you never see teams that are in a 50-win range headed for the playoffs make coaching changes that late. So, you wouldn't. It's the NBA, so it's possible that anything can happen. But I know that there's many people who want change. Let's say you get your wish and change happens. There will be a short-term euphoria, but who would be the long-term replacement? I mean, there is no way the Mavs have that pinpointed. I mean, I think if that scenario came to pass, who would even be how would they approach the interim GM role? I mean, that's a major question first to me before we talk about who's going to be a long-term successor. And to just come in here and suddenly start making trades, I mean, you're not, I mean, Anthony Davis, given everything he's been through, I know there's this clamor, let's trade AD and rebuild. I mean, you're not trading him at peak value. So, again, these are all hypotheticals in the extreme. But, I think we first have to get a handle on how realistic is the first step. How close are we to that? And that's very hard to it's been very hard to categorize because Patrick Dumont is still somewhat of a mystery. He's now been the owner for almost 2 years. It was late November of 23 that he struck the deal with Mark Cuban to buy the team. But, it's been almost 2 years, but he's still not a known quantity in terms of the way he does business. And I think what he's shown us to this point is he wants to be patient and he doesn't want to bow to all the noise, and he wants to give Nico a chance to fix this thing. That's what he's shown us to this point. How much longer it lasts, we're all trying to figure that out.
To Galkajan's point in the chat, he says something to the effect of, look, it doesn't matter. Losing with Nico versus losing without Nico feels different. And I think there's a lot of fans that feel that way, that they would just much rather remove the cloud hanging over this franchise proverbially and move forward without him and just do the thing you have to do, what you have to do, and then figure out the rest from there.
Right. And that's kind of what I'm saying is that that first step is so significant that it's not like that happens and then boom, 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 all these, it all just snaps together. I think Ron's general point was right. I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me in terms of how often we've seen an in-season change at the GM level this early, but it's seeing they've clearly resisted that to this point. So what's going to push them to that point? Again, it's not just super chatters asking this question. I mean, I get this from people around the league all the time too.
Let's quickly take care of our folks and head into overtime here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. Thank you to all of you joining us in our television audience. The conversation continues over at alldlls.com with our DLLS Mavs postgame show as we finish up here with our national NBA insider, Marc Stein, as the Mavericks get the win tonight, 111-105 over the Washington Wizards to move to 3-7 on the year. Shahid with the $2 super chat. Musa Cisse sounds like luxury shampoo conditioner. It's a great super chat.
Yeah, that's great.
It's great use of your
does,
$2.
Though, it does. I can't even lie. It does.
And in response to the GM talk, GM Ben says, shout out GM Ben. He says he could GM the hell out of the Dallas Mavericks. So there's some
respect.
He says, look, I hired Ron. Make me mad.
I appreciate the job.
GM. I mean, there you go. So
He's
Ben
right.
throwing in his name into the consideration, if you will, of changes.
Hey, GM Ben, in response to your chat comment, not if you tell me stuff.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, there's that. There is that.